There we go.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. All right. So,
We are
Shonda,
live.
like, do you notice anything next to me that wasn't there before? Like, seriously.
Oh, I see it. I didn't even notice that. Oh, sugar.
There's more surprises throughout this entire
Oh,
night,
you are
first of all.
so thoughtful. My
Are you
book,
going to?
well, the book that I co-wrote is behind
Okay.
you. Is there
Yeah.
something else I should be saying?
You're going to find out later on tonight. I am just
Oh,
full of
everybody gonna care for
surprises.
this.
This entire, first of all, we're going to talk about Facebook and Instagram because look, I don't even know if we're going to have one viewer tonight. Like,
Yeah, they tried it. They tried it.
but what we can even do is thank God we could pre-record this so that we can
Yeah.
send this back out again tomorrow. Because a lot of people log on and see our show even throughout the entire week.
My God, we have one
So
person, and
I
it's
know.
Cindy Winters. By the way, ladies, I have to tell you, I know Miss Cindy is in Saudi Arabia doing her Disney princess, but she is joining us in Saudi Arabia, Fort Myers.
Una's
So
here.
Cindy, say hello. Hey, girl,
You see,
hey.
Cindy has joined the wall, the infamous wall.
The infamous wall, honey.
But does she know
So,
she's up there with the rest of the guys?
well, she's blessed enough to be up there with a bunch of guys. Because I'm about to put my picture up there with a bunch of guys.
Wait, first of all, look who's still faithful. And you guys know what?
We
Right
gotta
now, it's
send
only
Una something.
Una has showed up again. But you know
Una,
what's
we
making
love
me?
you.
We love you, Una. You know what's making me think about Una? I wonder if Facebook is, I mean, not Facebook, YouTube is the only one that's live. No one has commented from Facebook. Like
Oh
when we go to our
wow.
pages. So, right quick, everyone, go to your pages.
I
Let's
did. I
see if
put
it's
here,
still
we're
there.
back on Facebook. Thank you for coming in
Okay,
time.
let's
Oh, let
see.
me
Hope
see if
see if
Well, then
yours.
Una,
I see us on
This show
Facebook.
is dedicated to you, honey. So Una, I don't know if you know, but we had, and I thought it was worldwide, but Facebook was technically down today, Una. So, oh, actually, you know who that is? Hirogumi? That's
Who's
Eddie.
that?
That's Eddie.
Eddie. Hey,
Hey
Eddie.
Eddie.
Oh,
How
he's
you
so sweet.
doing?
And
I
guys,
think I
Mama
think that's Eddie.
Gloria. So
Hey Hirokumi, because we'll know you Eddie for real.
We
we're
love you
having
too.
some technical difficulties because Mama Gloria just posted on Facebook, but it's not
Hmm.
showing up here at all. So
Mm.
Well,
before we get,
my question is, did she join watching under my Facebook or is she
no,
join watching under Talk Miami's
she's
page?
under Talk Miami's page right now. And
Oh,
and
but
Katrina just logged on. Katrina's there. She says I'm watching, but it's not showing up.
Talk Miami is there.
But the comments are not coming in. So everybody just bear with us for a little bit so we could see how we can fix all of this because they
So
are
we
not
had a
coming
message from
in.
StreamYard. I don't know if you saw it in the email.
I did not. What did it say? Because right now
Um,
we are not hooked up to Facebook at all.
it said that I can see us on Facebook from my
Yeah, I
page,
can
but
see us on
probably not
Facebook.
from here.
Oh,
I can see us, but their comments are
I
not
got
coming
you.
in and their views are not coming in. Like as of
I
right
got you.
now,
Yeah.
it's showing that we only have one
we only have
person.
Una.
Right.
It says Facebook is still having issues, so you won't be able to stream to Facebook at this time. But other destinations are working normally. We are taking steps
So
to avoid any future Facebook outages, causing issues for other StreamYard functionality.
absolutely.
So
So just
yeah.
we are being seen right now on Facebook. We just can't interact with them because I see so many people, even on my page, they're interacting right now, but it's not showing up.
Yeah, mine is too.
Okay.
So I guess you know what? In this world, we always say what the show must go on, because we actually do have an audience.
Yeah, and they are
Um,
listening. My brother just texted. My mother just texted.
Okay,
Absolutely. I
good.
don't, but hey, we're gonna go on. So, anyways, first of all, let's talk about Facebook and Instagram going down. Like, when did you guys
They
like get the
tried it.
message?
So I
Well,
learned.
oh,
Oh,
go ahead,
sorry.
Una.
I learned about it today at work because I was bored at work, and I
You're
checked
not
my
even supposed to
Facebook.
be on social media.
I know, shh. And my boss actually watches it. But I was at work and I went to check, and girl, I couldn't post,
Oh
so I
wow!
wasn't happy.
And Dr. Shonda, you're the one who notified me. So
Well,
how
because
did you find out?
I think I live on Twitter a little more, only because I follow football stuff. With the Canes and stuff was going on now, so I was on there and I saw it's trending on Twitter, and then
Yeah.
Twitter was being messy, and Twitter said, "Hello, everyone." You know, Twitter, whoever Twitter is, was trolling Facebook,
Yes.
IG, and WhatsApp, basically saying everybody's coming to Twitter right now. So Twitter apparently got all these followers today because everyone else was down, and there were different memes like at a graveyard site, with Facebook, IG, and WhatsApp on the gravestone, and then Twitter like doing a
Wow.
thumbs up. So,
Wow.
and then
It's
I
being
saw an
shaded.
article on it as well. So I saw it this
Wow.
morning early.
Well, there's no shade over here. We are, first of all, everyone, welcome to October. This
Hey,
is
October.
October. We are channeling in and into our pink and purple tonight. You see all of us representing our different shades of pink. Diva
Blue
B,
TK.
let them know. Wait, yes, flip the
Blue
collar.
TK.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know
Ooh.
what, Shonda,
Oh,
you're representing both with the purple hair and the pink
yes.
shirt. I see you, Queen. I see you. You know what? On that note, here we go.
Woo! All right.
I want to be kind of corny because when you're like, "Oh yes, Queen, I see you," I was gonna be like, "Yeah, but Facebook don't."
You so
First of all, I don't think anybody sees us right now, but the show will go on and we're going to promote and we're going to run it every week. Because I kid you not, I'm looking at my phone and I see the people that are logged in.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why it's connecting. That's a StreamYard issue. StreamYard will talk to you later.
Okay.
but right now, we have such a great show. Hi, everyone. I am TK Owens and I have the pleasure of being your host tonight. And we are welcoming October. Like, what does October mean to you guys? Like, when you think of October, Diva B?
Pumpkin and Halloween and candy and all the amazing other things that are in this month that we will discuss throughout our topic today. And yeah, that is almost Christmas time.
Absolutely. Shonda, what does October mean to you?
October means to me that the year is almost over. First of
Yeah.
all, but it's a day of remembering survivors, those that we've lost, those that, um, and we also are celebrating the ones who are still here and
Yes.
that
Absolutely.
will live on and share their stories and uplift and heal. It's all about healing for me, being a survivor of domestic violence. So it's also a time of sharing and also growing because
Yes.
every year and every time I speak, every time I share something more, and I'm constantly peeling off the layers. So it means a whole lot.
Absolutely. Well, for everyone, October is Breast Cancer and Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We are here to represent both um, awarenesses. Um, of course, our very own Dr. Shonda Roberts has her own nonprofit. She is a survivor and also started her nonprofit, Pain to Purpose, that we will talk about later. But for in honor of breast cancer, guys, I am just so like delighted to just introduce this next person. We have a special guest, everybody. Like, she is not only just a dear friend of mine, she is what you call a beautiful, resilient, strong woman with a huge personality. Everybody, please give it up for
Yeah.
Miss Carla Hill. The breastless beauty herself is in the building. Everybody, let's
Yay!
welcome Miss Carla.
Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
Miss Carla.
first of all, am I allowed to cuss on this show?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
honey, you're allowed to do whatever you want on this
Listen,
show.
that is a badass intro. I was like,
Right.
you all look great. I'm so flattered to be here. Thank you for the invitation. I am a fan of what you're doing, creating content, putting yourself out there. So thank you for thinking of me to talk about my journey. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
Um,
Let me just
I
say
would
something real
normally,
quick, TK.
of course,
I just
Dr.
want
Shonda.
to remind our viewers that we are on. We do appreciate you all tuning in. We cannot see your comments. We're not ignoring you. So please stay tuned in. Listen to what's going on. We appreciate you all still tuning in. Thank you. Go ahead,
Absolutely.
TK.
And if you can still leave comments, we all go back and view our comments after the show. So definitely, if you have questions for Carla and for Dr. Shonda, Diva B, or
Mhm.
myself, please still feel free to put in those comments. And first of all, Diva B, let them know about the likes and shares.
We need likes and hearts. Likes and
Yes,
hearts.
yes, absolutely. So, Carla, first of all, welcome to Talk Miami
Thank you.
podcast and talk show. I thank you so much for taking time out of your day. Shonda, you know this, so I'm going to even say it to you, Carla. It takes a lot of courage
Mhm.
for someone to get up and tell their story. So, I first want to commend you and thank you for sharing your journey with us. How it's going to
It's a
work
fan
tonight,
pop,
of
huh?
course. There you a fan pop
She
just
got
for
a
your
fan pop
courage.
just for Carla,
Absolutely.
baby.
That's it. Carla, how it's going to work tonight is I definitely have some questions for you, and then we'll go around the room with Diva B and Shonda. So, one, I would love for you to tell us who is Carla Hill. Go.
Carla Hill is in love with her culture. It gives her nourishment. My family is from Trinidad and Tobago, so carnival is life. But it is more than just the parading of the costumes. It's really communing with my ancestors, knowing that when I'm in Trinidad, they walk those same streets. And I remember walking those same streets and roads with my adored grandmother, Amoy. Carla Hill loves soca music. Obviously, it fuels me every day. And I'm a woman who was inspired by those who lived life fearlessly. So I grew
Amen.
up admiring Grace Jones and Debbie Harry from Blondie, Prince. I am a Prince devotee.
I love it.
I would tell my husband every summer when Prince was alive, I'm like, look, Prince is going to be showing a concert in this city. You can come, or I'm go by myself. So you or Prince. The
Absolutely.
arts and culture fuels me. It is what feeds my soul. And, like many creatives, I've got to have a 9 to 5 to pay the mortgage. Um,
Absolutely.
but the what feeds my soul is that I'm very fortunate to also be a TV host. I do a lot of work with PBS locally, nationally, internationally. I just did some work for them in Greece,
All
and
right. You're
Wow.
international, Carla.
I'm a survivor warrior.
That's
For
right.
you that want to follow me, you see my handle with my name there, BRSTLSS, no vowels in the breastless, because I have no breasts,
Yes.
but bump.
Oh,
Uh,
that is too much.
so,
I love
well,
it.
I am one of the survivors who chose not to get reconstruction. So I live flat, and I use my muscle memory of all those fashion magazines I absorbed with my grandmother, because she also sewed.
Yeah.
And I make my own fashion with my flat chest. And, I also get modeling gigs, no breasts.
You
So,
do it all, Carla.
I am blessed, and it's a struggle every day. Um, but I am learning. The pandemic has taught me that time is really the the real thing that
Yes.
we need to hold dear.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Carla, thank you so much. A lot of people may not know, besides you being a breast cancer survivor, you also dealt with kidney disease. and had a kidney transplant, plus went through chemo for breast cancer. And then you had a double mastectomy. Just take us through a timeline of how and when you were notified.
Sure. So my family are immigrants to this country from the Caribbean. So my mom is also a survivor, but I'm guessing, if we think about when our mothers were young girls, it was taboo, and to some extent in some cultures it still is taboo to talk about feeling your breasts or any body parts. So I felt a lump in my breast, self-examination in 2000. Well, first of all, the kidney transplant. Let me not forget that. I was diagnosed with a very rare kidney disease when I was about 18 or 19, which led to me getting a kidney transplant in 2000. So I've had my transplant for 21 years. In 2005, I was diagnosed with my first breast cancer. And I'm not sure if it's hereditary. Certainly, said my mom is a survivor, but it happened. I felt it, self-examination. So I want to encourage everyone, particularly as we're in the month of October, to do your self-exam.
Start touching.
Yes.
Yes, at the time.
Exactly right, Shonda.
Feel up your breast. Yes.
Yes.
Fill up yourself.
That's right. I felt immediately nervous because of what my mom went through. With that diagnosis, I did have to do chemo at the time. And I was Miami girl through and through. My hair was like down to the middle of my back. And you know how we feel about our blowouts in Miami, right? So every 2 weeks I was in the salon. Ooh, I was that girl. I knew that chemo was going to make me lose my hair. And my doctor, Dr. Frederick Moffitt, he said, he was one of the first doctors that ever said, Carla, we're going to treat you. We're going to treat this cancer, but I need you to be right up here. I need you to think life. I need you to be positive. I had never heard a doctor talk about manifesting and affirming along with the science that they were going to use. So
Facebook is coming in. I just want you to know. Breaking news. Okay, go Carla.
I'm sorry, Carla. My face, when I looked, I was like, it wasn't because of what you said. It's because all of a sudden, every comment and everybody just popped up.
And the people are coming in. You're so pretty, Carla. Like everything's coming in. We are just full of surprises tonight. Let me tell you.
2005. I'm going to try and give the Cliff Notes version. I had to do chemo. Remember that, I had this kidney transplant, so they had to be very delicate with me. But thank God, all went well. I did lose my hair. I did do all of those things that are associated with chemo. But I learned to manifest and visualize, okay, at the end of this treatment, I'm going to be here, or I'm going to travel here. I'm going to have my favorite food. So manifesting and visualizing really helped me. Another cancer in the right, so left breast, then right breast in 2007. I found that through mammogram. Again, October, self-exam.
So important, ladies.
Mammogram.
So important.
So I removed that breast. So I chose not to get reconstruction because of my kidney transplant. It would have been, so because I live with a suppressed immune system, if I went and got my boobs done and then there was some sort of infection, I could lose my kidney. So I had to make a decision. What was more important? Did I really need the boobs? No. Could I be my feminine, sexy self without them? I didn't know, but I had to discover and use that muscle memory of the fashion that I love to express myself in different ways, different outfits without having breasts. So that has been my journey. There certainly have been women before me that lived flat, but I think I was sort of living flat out loud before anyone was doing it. Now with social media, there are many groups with women who choose to live flat. that are advocating for flat closure, so
Yes.
that the chest is flat and there aren't like flaps of skin. Sometimes doctors think they know better than you, and they'll leave some skin because they say, "Oh, well, you're going to want the breast implants." But women are saying no. They're thinking of what are their best options. So for me, as an immunosuppressed person, getting a boob job just didn't. The risk wasn't worth it.
Yes.
So
What a
that's
courageous move. I just thank you so much for doing that. Speaking of that, what made you come up with the name Breastless Beauty, especially on social media, and what's portrayed on social
Because
media?
that's what she
Can you?
is.
Yes, I love it. What's behind the name? Tell us.
definitely a sense of empowerment for women. Particular, it is important to me, particularly in the Black community, and again with my heritage in the Caribbean community, where we put too much importance sometimes. And again, remember, I was the girl with the hair, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
Um,
right.
we put too much importance on things that society says makes us feminine or makes us attractive or completes us as a woman.
Right.
I'm still, I do identify as a female. My pronouns are she, her. I do feel every bit as feminine, even if I had went and got reconstruction and had these bouncy boobs. I had to find that for myself. So I wanted women, particularly in the Black community, to know that the hair is really not important. Your
That's
health
right.
is.
I am
The
not my
boobs
hair.
aren't important. No, the boobs are not important.
Right.
Do what is best for you to stay alive and on this planet.
Mhm.
Um,
Absolutely.
so I use it as a moniker of empowerment, to
Absolutely.
say that here I am, just as fashionable, just as involved as any other
Just
woman.
as beautiful.
Yeah.
You.
Mhm.
Doc,
So it's a
Dr.
moniker of
Shonda, Diva
empowerment
B,
for
do you
others.
guys have any questions for Carla?
Yeah, I have one. Well, I had a few, but as she was talking, she was answering them. But
Um,
I you can hear me?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
We
One
can see
I
you
want to
too.
ask when you know what?
That Diva B.
When you were diagnosed, did you say you were in the States at the time or were you in the Caribbean?
No. I was here.
Okay.
I felt the lump, and I tell everybody, I'm like, you will not believe how many doctors I had to call to get an appointment. They would be like, oh,
Wow.
well, he's busy. He doesn't have an appointment for 3 months. One of the things that I stress with everyone is you have to act like you're the only patient they have. You have to be
That's
your
right.
own advocate. Go down the list until someone sees you,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
your body tells you what your body tells you that something isn't right. So I was in the States. I was born in the States. I'm a Miami 305 girl,
Yes,
um,
ma'am.
and I am very blessed that I found a great team that still looks after me at Sylvester Cancer Center.
I asked that
Oh,
question because I'm also one from Freeport, Bahamas, and I still have family there, and I know there the care there sometimes is not adequate enough, and a
Mhm.
lot of times people or patients have to come to the States to get
Sure.
proper care, or they succumb to their disease because they don't have proper care.
Mhm.
proper
Do you
care.
know if in your country right now are they working towards having better care, or is it maybe in Trinidad it's not as bad as it is in Freeport? So do you know how the situation is for healthcare regarding stuff as serious as cancer?
Well, I can go on the fact that we do have friends, certainly family in Trinidad and Tobago. I have a friend that is in Barbados. Unfortunately, with the island, sometimes there's only one or two places
Right.
on the island that
Right.
provides that provides the needs that they have. So it's not that they can't do it. It's just that, for instance, in Miami, I can choose Sylvester,
Right.
the Cancer Center at Baptist. I can go to,
Oh, Sinai.
um,
Mhm.
I can even, go to
So
Tampa
many
or
options.
something. Yes,
Right.
there's so many options. And I think in the islands, for the most part, there's like one main or maybe two facilities. But treatment there is doing well. I have a good friend who unfortunately succumbed to cancer. She lived in Jamaica, but had wonderful care.
Right. A lot of people come over. By the way, we're all island women on here. Dr. Shonda and I both represent the Bahamas, but you're Jamaican and Bahamian, Dr. Shonda.
Why I
You're
just
like
need to say something?
TK, what island am I from, please?
Well,
Since
Diva,
we
you're
all
a black
island women
woman.
on here.
You're a black woman inside, anyways. We're gonna fix.
I know. I just want to know what
I'm gonna
island
stick
so I
to
can
this.
represent properly, okay? Because I love this. She's like, we're all island women on here, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know I was from the island, but okay.
Honorary.
Absolutely honorary tonight. Diva B, do you have any questions for Carla?
I don't have a question, but I have a comment. So I totally like need your phone number after this. We are now new besties because your story is actually like so amazing to hear. And if more women could feel the security in themselves to know that breasts don't make you.
And hair. Breast
I'm
and
sorry,
hair.
but
You
I've
know,
never
Carla.
met a man, and believe me, I don't care how gay I am, I've never met a man that ever said, oh, you know that girl, she's so amazing, but she has beautiful breasts. No. And a lot of women who are going through what you've gone through face that decision every day. And to see somebody like yourself who's beautiful, full of life, and to sit here and say, you know what? I don't need the girls. I'm still my feminine, fabulous island self. We need more people like that. Because to me, it takes courage, it takes strength, and it has to take a lot of self-love, because I'm pretty sure in the world we live in, even though right now all the comments are beautiful, you do have those people, they're haters.
Well, listen, sure. I was just in the store the other day, and I don't wear my breasts. I wear the t-shirt flat, and I get called sir all the time. All the time.
Wow.
That's just ignorance.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Well, you know what, guys?
Just to give you that comment to let you know how beautiful you really are.
Thank you. But it takes a lot. And I always advocate, if you're going through anything, please seek professional help. I dealt with a lot of anxiety and depression through my diagnosis for obvious reasons. And it's helpful to have a great friend or partner, but sometimes you just need that neutral person to help you work it out.
Well,
now you have another person.
That's right. Well, speaking of that, Carla, we are just so full of surprises. I mean, first of all, Instagram and Facebook went down on us. Then it wasn't connected and they popped back in. Speaking of support systems, we have another special guest with us tonight. I just, the last names, I see Hill and I see Carla Hill and Marlon Hill. I just wonder, do you know this guy? We are just full of surprises tonight. Everybody, if you do not know this man, let me introduce him. Not only is he an amazing friend of mine, but he is the husband of Miss Carla Hill, Breastless Beauty. Fan pop for Marlon Hill. Everybody give it up for our surprise special guest, Marlon Hill. And Carla, let me first... Exactly. and Carla, let me first explain. As soon as I reached out to Marlon, I was like, Marlon, you know what? TK's, first of all, full of surprises. I'm like, Marlon, can you show up? And he was like, TK, let's do it. Carla hates surprises.
I hate surprises.
And someone's sleeping on the couch because of you, TK.
Someone's sleeping on the couch tonight, Marlon. I'm sorry.
Behave yourself, Diva B.
So the reason why I wanted him to be on tonight, Carla, is because of what you just said. It's a lot for the person to go through and fight breast cancer or any cancer. But what effect does it have on that spouse, the family, and close friends? So, Marlon, I want to hear from you. First of all, anything that you would want to say to your wife. And then, two, how did you receive the news, and take us through what you can share with us, how you felt.
We celebrate Black History Month 365 days of the year, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
So Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I love my wife 365 days of the year. Doesn't it? I don't just love her
Yes.
and approve her,
Oh,
right?
Oh.
So,
she
we've
blushing.
been, we've been through these tribulations for well over 23, 24, 25 years. From the kidney disease to the two breast cancers. This all happened a year after we were married, right? So
Wow.
whatever kind of relationship you're in, what we've learned is that you just got to be ready. You have no idea what is going to happen day to day, whether you are the caregiver or you're
Yes.
receiving the care. You got to be ready to be either one, because you may think you are healthy today and you may have an issue. So we've learned a lot from each other, and I've learned a lot from her resilience, going through the kidney disease, and we had no idea where that came from. The breast cancer, we kind of had an idea, but you never want or wish to have these things, right? So,
Right.
and we made a decision, together as a couple to be breastless. We made a decision to remove the vowels out of breastless. We made a decision to
Oh.
so it's a family decision. And I was the enforcer of good energy, because you can't go through any tribulations, Diva B, in life without having a support system. And all negative people are going to be blocked. Just like we shut down Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram, you're going to
Yes.
get blocked.
That's right. That's
Come on,
right.
Mr. Hill.
You protect her.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
And,
Diva,
Absolutely.
and Black women are especially vulnerable with breast cancer, because, our genes, there's a higher percentage, and Shonda, that there's a study that's being conducted by the Sylvester Cancer Center in the Bahamas, because the women from the Bahamas, their DNA from West Africa is the genetics demonstrates why Black women are getting breast cancer at a younger age. And even my mother-in-law Hazel, she was so excited with her DNA test, and she is 50+% from Nigeria, and so there's something in our genetics that
Right.
strikes our women at a younger age, and we need to make sure that they're self-examining. That's why we have a song. Carla wrote a song called "Feel Up Your Breasts."
Oh,
Feel up your
Carla, you got to
so
share it with us.
That's my jam. Y'all don't know? That is my jam, honey. Feel up on
and
my breast.
you certainly surprised me. And on another note too, I want to say that Marlon and I, because of my treatments for kidney disease and breast cancer, we're very open about this. We're unable to have children, so that is also something you have to have. You have to have a ride or die partner, and we also have to understand that family doesn't always have to be um, husband,
Blood.
wife, and two
Yeah.
kids. We
Yeah.
Yeah.
are our own little family, and our motto is "It's just you and me, kid." Um,
Oh,
Oh.
you guys are
so
too much.
I want to mention that because these are all things that are very real. And again, sometimes women feel, and certainly I went through it, and it's still hard for me today because I love my husband to pieces, and to think that I didn't have the choice to make this decision about us not being able to have a family together. But we are the best of each other, without having children. But it is a conversation that families need to have, couples need to have. How will you get through it? For us, we've, never say never, but for right now, we live. So have those conversations, and just make sure that those vows are real, sickness and in
That's
health.
right. Sickness and in health.
Um,
Mhm.
and
But can I say
and there,
something, Carla? You know
yes, of
what?
course.
There is something even more powerful in what you said, because fine, you can't have kids, but there's a man above who he chose
Mm,
that.
mm,
And he brought a man into your life
mm.
that loves and cherishes you for who
Wow,
you are, and your love together is
wow,
stronger than even having kids.
wow, wow,
Like,
wow.
honey, if you knew behind these glasses right now that I am crying
Oh,
because I want to
I
find love,
know.
I want to find love like that.
Like that.
Like
Yeah.
you, like even my brother said you all were inspirational. You
thank
really
you,
truly are. You
thank
really
you.
truly truly are. And
Thank you.
who cares if you had kids or didn't? Listen, I ain't got no kid, but I have a furry baby, and she's laying right here next to me, and she's just as good as
And
any
he
kid. And let me tell
does.
you, you don't have
Yeah.
to change her diaper. I don't have to worry about feeding her. I ain't got to worry about what she wears to school, and she's my baby. So get yourself a little dog or a little cat, and the love you have together is all that matters. To be
Thank
honest.
you.
Yes.
But
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
having those honest conversations, and Marlon and I have, um, even prior to social media, we knew that our story would help others. And TK, you probably remember we used to have these big Susan G. Komen
Yeah.
teams, like it was a big carnival party. But more important than the great time we had was that we helped our women, our Black women, our women in our Caribbean community to not be shy about what they were going through. And there were so many women, it was like a coming out party at these things. They would say, I'm going through this, or I felt a lump, and they felt less scared and they felt empowered to move through it.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I
And I
cannot
think
thank
it's
you guys enough. Go ahead. Go ahead, Marla.
no, no, I was going to say that it's so important in building community. Even with the little community that we have here with Talk Miami, we have shared experiences and we have shared challenges, but it's very important for us to make ourselves vulnerable, that you
Yes.
can say that you need help, you need information, you need support, because it will get you through that rough patch, whatever it is. You
Mhm.
gotta you gotta have a support system. You can't hide, even when you do want to hide and it's hurting you. You can't
Mm-hmm.
stay in the pain, because you have to break away from the pain, because you will be staying in the suffering,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mhm.
right?
Absolutely.
Pain and suffering can't coexist, right?
Right.
You have to
Come on, Marlon.
recognize the pain, recognize the hurt, but then you have to walk away from it with your support system.
Amazing. Dr. Shonda, do you have any questions?
Mm-mm. I'm
I
just,
know.
I'm just
Yeah.
mesmerized. I
I
love
was gonna say
love.
that's it for the show, honey. That's all. That's all we
I,
got.
We're just
No,
going to
I'm
close
saying
shop.
I
We
am.
got love and more love, and that's all we
I just
need in
want
the
to say I
world.
love how you all love
We
each
need the
other.
fashion report. Don't end it. Don't end
Oh, she
it.
wants this. All right. So go ahead, Dr. Shonda, your words.
I was gonna say I just love how you all love and support each other. It's so
Absolutely.
important, because when you're Mr. Hill said, whether you are the caretaker or the person receiving the care, it's a big deal when you all support each other, because you that each person is gonna need some type of help. Because I didn't have cancer, but there were times where I've been in the hospital and had something removed. I had a tumor. It was benign, and my husband had to take care of the house, take care of the kids. Our kids were small then. Right now they're grown, but they were small then, and he had to figure out how to go to work, take the kids to daycare, come to hospital, check on me, go back home. We didn't have washing machine and dryer at the time, so he had to go to the laundromat, feed the
Mm,
kids, and it was a lot on him. And I'm stuck in the hospital 21 days, and he was still running around taking care of
Right.
and still making sure when I wake up in the morning I see him on the side of
Yeah.
my bed. And it's a lot,
Mm.
and it's a lot on both of you when you're going through, but you have to have that foundation. You have to have that love. When the wedding is over and the dress is taken off and the tuxedo's taken off, you
Listen.
still have to look at each
Come
other
on.
and
Mhm.
actually like each other,
Yes.
because the wedding is not going to sustain you. The marriage and
Mm.
the union and the love for each other, and God will.
it's true.
Absolutely.
Mm.
We found out during lockdown that we liked each other.
Listen, honey, I fell in love all over again. I don't know why everybody was breaking up and stuff, but we was dating again. We was locked down, honey. Yes.
And me and Pharaoh was about to kill each other, but that's okay.
Listen, everybody go through their thing. Honey, I got COVID weight because we were just trying recipes, eating all the time.
But oh my God, Marlon and Carla, I cannot thank you enough. I call you guys family. You're like family to me.
Yes.
We go way back, way back.
And now y'all my cousins. Hey, cousins.
And I'm your best friend from the islands.
Yes. Somebody
Mama
said
that's Fantasy Island.
Somebody said Fantasy Island.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sure they got a gay island somewhere, honey, and a rainbow comes from it every day.
With Skittles, right?
With Skittles, honey. That's what Skittles.
Diva B, we're gonna put you in Carnival, Diva B.
Let me go. I will.
Oh my
go.
God, he will
do not give him the thongs.
Please. I showed up and showed out on September 25th at the Paint the Purpose Gala. You take me to Carnival and I will show up and show out. Believe that.
Yes, he will.
That's what it's about.
Yes, he will. But guys, if you want to stick around, we do have to move on to Diva B
of course.
as he dishes his dirt. Diva B, what do you have for the people? And then right after that, Carla, I know you must go and we'll say goodbye to you guys. But Carla wanted to stay for your dish. Diva B,
well, I'll make it quick because I know Carla has to leave, and after that, I don't know how much dirt I could dish, but I did. You truly, two of you are inspirational to me. You definitely made me cry. I wasn't gonna wear glasses today. Thank God I wore them because it's just beautiful to see that in a world of so much negativity and hate and social media going down, that there's beautiful love that is in between the lines of that. So as I've always said, please be kind to somebody because you never know what they're going through. It doesn't matter what they look like. And even in Lizzo's situation, because I got to dish the dirt on Lizzo. I love me some Lizzo.
What happened?
But everybody right now is hating on Lizzo because on Saturday night, she was seen backstage somewhere. And the first person that she saw was my future baby daddy, but he don't know, was Chris Brown. Yes, I do have a thing for Chris Brown, y'all. The reason he's not on my window, on my wall, is because I just don't want to put him up there. But the world of social media is actually mad at Lizzo because she met with Chris Brown. And the first thing she said to him was, "Oh my God, I've always wanted to meet you because you're such a fantastic human being." And social media has eaten that alive. Reason being is
why?
Because Chris Brown is known for being a woman beater. Now I know he only hit Rihanna. I don't know if he's hit other women before, but social media didn't take kind to that because Lizzo is a musician who empowers women and speaks about loving yourself and who you are and loving your body. And then she's meeting a man who's known for domestic violence against women. So that was the first thing I wanted to dish. And then the second, as you all know, because I'm a little hood, a little ratchet. So this past week was Paris Fashion Week. And my girl, I was Diva B first and then came Cardi B. But she has been doing it up every single day in Paris for Fashion Week. Okay,
every day,
honey,
every day.
She lucky that I didn't know about that spiky trench coat before September 25th at the Paint the Purpose Gala, because honey, I would have walked in there with a trench coat and spikes, baby, and then a gold helmet at that, just looking beautiful in her outfits. I didn't do my research enough to tell you who she's wearing, but she was spotted wearing a whole bunch of, here she looks like Gumby. Gumby, you remember Gumby?
Yes, I remember Gumby. She sure does.
Yes, don't she look like Gumby here? She looks I'm sorry.
But that hat is everything to me.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
that hat is great.
Yes, the hat.
I love all her hats.
Obviously,
I'm a hat queen, so I love her hats. And then these were my two favorite outfits that she wore this week. And this one here, she was in a corset, a leather corset. And honey, this girl just had a baby like 2 weeks ago.
Let's talk about it.
And she already has that body back.
Yeah.
Okay, she is snatched at the waist. And honey, she's giving me life.
Oh,
with
I thought
the
she was
leg.
still pregnant.
You know what?
No, she's
Dr.
not
Shonda?
pregnant anymore.
She
She
had the
actually had a little
baby.
baby. Yeah, she
She
had
had
a
a baby
baby.
boy.
Yes, but honey, if I can find out who her hat maker is, honey, it will be
Mhm.
on and popping. Okay. But yeah, Cardi B done did her thing. And yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm
What you
sorry, I was
looking
reading
for?
Lynette's
I was
comment
like,
because she said I
I was
was.
like, what are you looking for?
Yeah, no, I was reading Lynette's comment because she's like, I can't with you, Diva B. You are wearing all that pink. Yeah,
Yes,
because the boss said
absolutely.
so.
Did you all see us in pink? We are representing Breast
We are
Cancer
representing,
Awareness
honey, and
Month.
supporting. So
Absolutely. And Carla, before we go on, I know it's time for you to go. And I'm going to change up things. I'm just so full of surprises tonight. So normally I end the show with a positive affirmation for our viewers, but I would like to pass that baton to you. If you were to share words of encouragement to women, especially with breast cancer, what would you share with them? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Manifest your wellness. Manifestation is a real thing. Even in the darkness, even if you just have to manifest, I'm going to get through this today, and tomorrow I'm going to be doing blank.
Yeah.
Have something that they surveyed those who live over to be or those who live to be 100, and a lot of them said the way that they have lived to be 100 is that they plan for the next day. So plan for the next day, plan for the next week.
That's
Think
right.
about where you're going to be when your treatment is done.
That's right.
So manifest your wellness. I'm here because of that manifestation. So I'm going to try and manifest the lotto numbers because it's big. But I do believe Dr. Moffitt, when he told me to get this right up here and to be with him and breathe wellness.
That's right.
I think that that's a true thing. I think that that's real. I'm
Yes.
here because
Awesome.
I think about what do I want to do? Where do I want to be? So
Absolutely.
manifest your wellness as best as you can.
Well,
I
from
like that.
your mouth to God's ears,
I need to
we
manifest
all.
walking around the track.
Hey, you can. Remember, I told you about setting goals. You can do whatever you want to do. So,
Thank
Carla,
Woo.
thank
we
you
have to
so
manifest
much.
something. And listen, Carla, I am definitely going to manifest somebody to come and do that feel on my breast thing, honey. I like that song. Or whatever
Feel on
song
your
Marlon said
own
it
breast.
was. Oh, feel your
He
own
said feel
breast.
on your
Oh,
own
Feel
okay.
your
breast.
own breath, Lord, Diva B.
you.
No, I'm
Can
going to
get
manifest
someone to
somebody
feel
to
up
do
your
it for
breast
me.
for you. I mean,
Oh. I'm sorry,
He has
Mom.
a
I know she's watching.
That's a remix version.
That's the
We're,
remix.
Carla, everybody,
Thank
let's say
you.
goodbye. Well, you know
Thank
what? We don't
you.
say goodbye. We say see you later.
Yes.
We'll
We need
See you
see
hearts
you
and
later.
next
likes for Miss
time.
Carla, honey. Hearts
Carla,
Thank
and
thank you
you.
likes.
so much. We'll
Thanks for
see you
having me.
later.
Take care.
Take
Good night,
care.
Queen.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And guys,
She's
before we move,
fabulous.
yes, she is. Before we move on to our next topic, because we are going to talk about both breast cancer and domestic violence for this month. But before we end things with breast cancer, I wanted to share something that actually saved me last year. I've been very open about how I was laid off from my job in 2020. And so I literally went 6 months without insurance. And I'm used to getting my mammogram every year just to make sure I'm at peace that I am, negative. And so I just wanted to share with you what I took advantage of. Baptist Hospital actually honors the uninsured by charging only $50. And I say only because we can go out and buy Jordans, we can go out and buy purses, but this $50 can change your life.
Yes,
That was a well spent $50 that I spent
the best
on the best $50. Thank you,
Mhm.
Diva B, that I spent on getting that mammogram in the month of October. It's only for the month of October, guys. So you still have time. There's the phone number. You can reach out to me later or just call Baptist Health and get more information. Because I didn't have insurance until, Farrell was able to do open enrollment in January. But I don't want you guys to think that there isn't any help because you don't have insurance. There are companies and even organizations that even do it for free. But this is the one that I wanted to share with you. So
Can
thank
you put
you.
the number back up real quick?
Yes, of course. Thank you. And I'll be the commercial right now. You can call 833-596-2473. Diva B in your
Thank you.
version. Go.
You can call 1-833-596-2473 for the honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month for a $50 low offer special for the month of October only.
I can't. I can't. People would think we make this stuff up. I just can't. I can't. But moving on to topic number 2. Of course, we all know Diva B even brought this to us in his dish last week, that we all know that R.Kelly was found guilty on all counts. But I wanted to talk about his ex, Azriel Clary. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She actually did an interview with Gayle King before he was convicted. And then she just recently did another interview that I want to share with you guys. But before I play a little clip of that interview, I just saw the backlash that she received on social media. So let me just set up the narrative for you. Yes, she spoke when R. Kelly did his interview with Gayle King. And she was what was that whole if that is my man and I'm sticking beside him was a meme? That was her. And now that he's been convicted on all charges, she has now changed her story. And instead of me telling you what the story was about, let's all take a look at her recent interview.
You said I was not honest in the interview that you did with us.
Yeah.
What were you not honest about?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. Yes. You know, before that interview, you know, he had us practicing every single day.
Practicing what?
Answering questions. And if he didn't like our answer, he would tell us exactly what to say and how to say it. So anytime you mention anything,
Azriel,
yeah.
I'm stunned by this.
Yeah.
So anytime you mention
anytime you mention anything about sexual preference, we already know to say, I'm not here to talk about that. Because that's what he told us to say every single time.
That's exactly what you said.
First of all, I'm not here to talk about my personal life.
Okay.
And I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom.
So when the interview was over and you all go back to his apartment, the three of you, what is the conversation?
He was so happy.
Wow. So of course, when I saw this
Ooh,
interview,
take a deep
I
breath.
sent it to our chat because tonight we're covering breast cancer awareness and also domestic violence. And so she's going to kill me, but she does not know this. But the person that's being interviewed tonight is our very own Dr. Shonda Roberts.
What?
Yes. I am just full of surprises tonight, let me tell you. I want
Do we
her
bring
to-
George in now?
She doesn't know. Wait now. I'm full of surprises tonight. Dr. Shonda, the first thing that I wanted to ask, and first let me tell you guys the backlash that Azriel is receiving. Some people are saying she's doing this because of clout. Some people are saying that now the money has run out and she just needs someone to take care of her. So now she wants to, you know, make a name for herself. She wants to sell this story. But immediately, instead of assuming, I went to Dr. Shonda and I said, from a survivor, from a victim of abuse, tell me which one is the true story. Was it when she was, this is my man and I'm gonna stick beside him? Or the true story that she's saying now that she was coached by him and was afraid? I want to hear from you. We got you, sis.
I first want to say that people don't understand the amount of fear you have when you have to live with when you're living with your abuser. And even though there are people in the room that could possibly help you, you are so conditioned and you are trained and you are taught what not to say. And you are coached into what to say. That I 100% believe that he told her what to say. And I 1000% believe her in her second interview when she said I was coached. And she's speaking out now because she's free. She didn't speak out she spoke out before when he got arrested. But now that he has been convicted, she's able to be free and tell her story. And this world is so cruel because they feel that she's childlike and they feel that because she's Sometimes she's smiling when she's talking. All of that is nervousness. All of that is everything she has to release. We don't see her when she's crying and when she's going through. I've been out of my abusive relationship for over 20 years, for 20 years, over 20 years now. And just watching that, I'm so sorry.
Damn, I gotta get in my car and drive 2 hours to shake my big white boobies in your face,
Yes,
Shonda.
we got you,
I
Shonda.
got you,
We're here for
baby.
you.
It's
But I
okay.
want you to
Just hearing
understand
her,
that this platform is helping others, Shonda. Share your story.
Mm-hmm.
just hearing her say that she was coached and he would tell her what to say. I felt that. I felt her fear. I felt it when I first saw the interview and she was so aggressive against Gayle. That wasn't her being aggressive because she was mad at Gayle. She knew that if she didn't say what she was told to say,
Mm-hmm.
the abuse would continue to happen. When those cameras come out and when Gayle leaves, she still has to look him in the face.
Go home with him.
Everybody
Yes.
feels that they could leave and they could walk out. It's not that easy. It's not
Mm-hmm.
that easy to leave when you have been conditioned for so long. There is, I heard this terminology and this theory that this doctor did, and I'm so emotional right now. I can't remember it, but when they were taught helplessness, learned helplessness, and when they did a study on a dog, and they put him in the cage, and they would shock the dog, and the dog would go out the cage, and they would shock the dog, and the dog would go out the cage. um, I believe they tied the dog or something to the dog's leg, and they shocked the dog, and the dog stopped moving because when the dog kept getting shocked, he knew that if he kept pulling, that chain will pull him back. So he stopped
Mm.
moving. You learn how to be helpless. I'm probably saying the terminology wrong, but go look up learned helplessness. You will see the story or the theory with the dog. And I go back to that every time because when I heard that, I was like, oh, that was me. Even though that door was open, meaning the door open means I'm in public, I'm going to the store, I'm still going to work, I'm still going around family. I could leave, I could run. But because I knew what would happen if I did those things, I stopped. Because every time I left, he would find me at the gas station, going into a club, at the block party, wherever I was, he would find me. So I
Mm.
stopped running. I got tired of running because it's either get embarrassed in public because he's gonna take me with him. He's kidnapped me a couple of times. There were times when he tried to tie a rock to my ankle and throw me in the canal. I stopped running because I knew what was going to happen. So yes, I believe that he coached her. I believe he told her what to say. And I also believe her when she said everything that she said on the second interview. People have to stop being so judgmental because they love R. Kelly. He is clearly a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And he met her when she was young and when she was so um so young and naive that in her mind she's still that young little girl, even though
Yes.
it's years later and she's grown. When you hear her talk, when you see her speak, she's still childlike because she has not left out of that situation mentally yet. Even though the chains are down and the walls are gone, in her mind she is still inside of that situation until she gets some help and until she gets over that situation. You don't leave an abusive relationship physically without leaving it mentally. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot. You have to do both. And it doesn't happen simultaneously. It's something that happens over the years with help and through healing.
Shonda, thank you so much for sharing your story. People may not know Shonda's story, but I knew her. I know her story. And when I speak to her and see her every day, the strength that I see in her, the resilience that I see in her, you guys would not even know the story. Speaking of, this is one of the books. I am really just supporting my sister today because this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and she is a co author of this book called Love After Abuse. Shonda's story is in this book. Shonda, how can we receive this book?
I'm going to post the link. I have the link for it. I just have to go look for it, but I'll make sure I post it on our Talk Miami on my page, and we'll share it so you all can purchase the book. I love you all. See everyone telling me you all love me. I love you
Yeah.
all so much. That video just triggered me. I'm okay. It just
Yeah.
it took me away for a second, but thank you all so
Absolutely.
much.
Diva B, do you have any comments or questions for Shonda before we actually go right into what I need her to promote?
No, but you can get that book, Love After Abuse. She's gonna get you the link
He's
real
gonna
soon.
promote you. You
I'm gonna
understand?
promote the hell out of it now, so Shonda get the
I'm
royalty
blessed.
checks ready to go. Okay. I don't
You
know
see
where
it.
it is, but it's here.
Right.
Diva B is gonna promote Shonda. You
Yes,
understand?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I
Well,
love y'all.
you know, TK. I didn't know Shonda when all this was going on, but I have a special place in my heart for Shonda. Shonda knows that. Shonda is everything and more to me. I mean, even when
Oh,
I've had hard times, who's called me? Shonda.
yep.
And even if she's having a hard time at the same time as me, she'll put it aside to help me. As you know, I support Pain to Purpose with every ounce of my body and my soul. Shonda knows how much I love her. Shonda's actually the only one from this podcast who's done come to my house. Okay, hashtag they're saying.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm
Okay.
coming. I said I'm
So you
coming.
know, Shonda knows, honey. Shonda gets hearts and likes from me all the time. Okay.
Woo-hoo.
So yeah, go get your book, Love After Abuse. It's on
Absolutely.
Amazon. If
And
it's
I'm
not
with
on
looking
that
for the
Amazon,
link
it will be
right now.
soon.
and with that being said, guys, it's time for us to go to the corner.
To the corner.
And it will only be right for her
Shonda's
to promote
corner.
her nonprofit because I need you to explain to
That
the
was Cindy
people, our
singing.
listeners, our audience, what is Pain to Purpose? How do they get help? And if you had to give any advice to anyone that is going through, abuse right now, all of that, just share with us.
Whew. So first, let me say that Pain and Purpose was, of course, started because I am a survivor of domestic violence. I wanted to find a way to help others in my situation, but who don't have the support that I have or had at the time. Um, so I got a group of friends, well, not a group of friends at the time, which is one friend, which was Sarah Nicole. And I wanted to go to a shelter and help out some kind of way. I was like, what can I do when I get to the shelter? And so we thought about just taking purses that are stuffed with hygiene products. Because I think it was around Christmas time, and everyone does toys for tots, so we always give toys to the kids. What can we do for the mothers that are there? Because if they're like me, I know I'm always doing for my children and sometimes forget about myself. So we started collecting new and slightly used purses, and we stuffed them with hygiene products so that we can give them to the mothers at the shelter. Sometimes women leave their abusive relationships, and they may leave their purse. They may need a purse. Sometimes a purse makes us feel good about ourselves. We love to carry a cute handbag, and just makes you feel good. And doing that, we met so many women who didn't even may not have owned a purse at the time. One lady was on the streets and she was 14, and she broke down in tears and said, "I've never owned a purse because my
Mm,
pimp wouldn't allow me to have one." And she cried and she held that purse as if it was the best thing that she ever had. We've
mm,
met so many different women doing that, and it kind of grew. And once that kept going, I started getting invites for speaking engagements in different places, and kind of just grew Pain and Purpose from that. Pain and Purpose wasn't really going to be an organization; it was just something that we were doing. So, in doing that, so Pain and Purpose does a lot in the community, and right now, because it's Domestic Violence Month, we want to continue our Stuff a Purse initiate, our Stuff a Purse, and make sure that we continue to do initiative to continue to reach our survivors in the shelter. So here's our flyer. And what it has on the flyer is all the items that we would need to put in the purse. Now, these are just items that we came up with, but whatever you feel that can go inside a purse, besides razors, because now I've noticed the shelters a lot don't want the razors in the purse. So we give them separately. But when I say purse, I mean a medium size or large bag, not a clutch, not a small purse, because we are stuffing them. We put lotion, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, um, toothpaste, toothbrush, makeup, lipstick, whatever we can find, sunglasses, and if we have the funds, we put gift cards in there as well. So when people donate monetarily, we either go purchase the purse, go purchase the items, or we give gift cards. Right now, we were blessed to have an overwhelming amount of items to go in the purses. So right now, all we need are purses. And when I say slightly used, I mean slightly used, not something that you want to throw away, but you're going to go ahead and donate it, because we don't want to give these women purses that you don't want. We want to give them trash, because this is something to give them some type of sense of, feeling good for themselves. We want to give them something that has old perfume or old gum stuck in the bottom of the purse. If you want to, you can go to Didi's, you can go to Ross. They sell purses for $10 or $15, as long as it's a brand new purse or slightly used. These women don't mind if they're slightly used. I just don't want them to be torn and ripped or smell like, old purses. We want them to feel good about themselves when they get the purses. So we have several of our team members on here: Lynette Brooks, Sarah Santana, Kiari Miller, Tarika Alonso Burford, George Roberts, my husband. Hey, babe.
Hey.
And
We'll bring
you
him
all
in right
can
now. No.
you all can reach out to any one of us. Our website, oh, I have a banner. I'm so sorry. Our website is paying the number 2 purpose76.org. And if you want to mail us anything, our address is Paying the Purpose Incorporated at P.O. Box 700 909. That's Miami, Florida 33170. For all the information is on our website. Again, paying the number 2 purpose76.org. Please support us as we support our women in our community, our victims and our survivors of domestic violence.
And how can we find you on social media?
Again, our social media is the same around across the board on on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. It's paying the number 2 purpose 76.
Go ahead, Diva B.
I just wanted to say it does not hurt. I mean, my God, we put $30-$40 of gas in our tank. So to go to a Ross or a Marshall's or even a Goodwill store, because Goodwill is not going to put no garbage crap out for resale. Just to spend $10 or $15 to help somebody who doesn't even have anything, it's what the world needs,
Absolutely.
So please don't make me show up at your door, knocking at your door
I
for
put up
paying
our
the
Cash
purpose.
App if you want to pay Cash App as well.
Awesome.
Okay, because I will show up at people's door if you don't come. It's one purse. Okay.
One thing Diva B gonna do is support Dr. Shonda Roberts.
Listen, I love you so much.
From the
I
get,
love
honey.
you so much.
I told
But you
her
know
today,
why I do? I support because it was that one pivotal story, Shonda, that you shared one time with that girl who lived under the bridge in Miami. And it was that moment then that I realized, one, how good your heart is, and two, the good that you do in the world. That's why I went on Facebook and I did what I did. That's why I've told people about you. That's why, honey, I supported
we showed
the
up at the gala. We
okay? Because I ain't gonna lie, my calves hurt from them heels for like 3 days after the gala, okay? But for you, it was worth it. So please, people, don't, even if you don't donate a purse, like Shonda said, donate a stick of deodorant or $5 to the Cash App or something. It's like every little bit adds up. So please, if you don't, I'm coming for you, okay?
And
I'm just
Shonda,
kidding. I ain't got gas money.
Shonda, before we call it a night, what would you say to anyone who is listening right now that has walked in your shoes or still living it and have not come out about it? Any abused people right now, what would you say?
For those still in the situation, I want you to know that there is life after abuse. You do not have to stay in that situation. The abuse will not get better, it will only get worse. Please find support, have a safe word, find someone you trust, and start your exit plan and figure out how to get out. If you don't know that, call me. I will help you figure out an exit plan. 305-791-3417. Call us at Pain to Purpose. We will help you, but you have to get out. Love yourself enough to know that you do not deserve that. And I also want to say emotional abuse is domestic abuse. A lot of women I meet, well, he doesn't hit me. So, but he's emotionally and psychologically abusing you. Anyone that disrespects you and talks down to you and mistreats you
Mhm.
is emotionally abusing you. That is abuse. Also, for people who know someone that is in an abusive relationship, stop being judgmental. Stop telling them what they need to do, and just be a support for them for when they are feel they ready to do so. They may not leave when you want them to, but they will leave when they're ready to. Your job is to be the support. Your job
Mhm.
is to let them know I'm here when you're ready. I'm here when you need me. Don't turn your back and say, well, she must like it there. She ain't leaving yet. That's so not
Mhm.
true. Far from the truth. Please just be a support, because one day they're going to call you and they're going to need you. And if they reach out to you and the only person that they hear is the abuser telling them, I'm the only one that loves you, and they reach out and no one's there, who are they going to believe? Because
Mhm.
you left them, they have no one to believe but the abuser. So please don't turn your back on anyone that you may know in that situation, as frustrating as it may be. And as hard as it may be to see them keep going back to that house and going through it, you have to continue to be there for them, because one day, prayerfully,
Right.
they will need you.
Wow. What an impactful night. What a
I can't do
night.
this all month. I'm just telling you.
First of all, I was going to tell you is I want this to continue next week. For those
Whew.
of you, if you were logging on now, we are chorus. We are missing, but she's back there on the wall. We are missing Cindy Winters.
She's saying Shonda's corner thing. You didn't hear her in the
Yes,
background?
in the background.
Yeah.
She was still
She
here.
was singing it. I heard her. She said, Shonda's
So
corner.
That's not how it goes.
yes,
Oh, look, I heard
you
her again.
that is not how I go. But Cindy is away. She's actually away for the next 2 weeks. She's away being a Disney princess. She
And
is
she
sending us
is.
pictures and she looks so beautiful in her gown. I have to
Mhm.
get permission first to see if we can share them with you guys next week. But while she's gone, Dr. Shonda will be the host next week. And take up for Cindy. We have each other's back around here. And the reason why I wanted Dr. Shonda to go next is because, like I said, we are honoring breast cancer and domestic violence this entire month. And what better way is to have our very own Dr. Shonda Roberts. Shonda, I won't even mind if you brought in your Pain to Purpose team. They can join us. Whatever
Yeah.
you want to do, have any
We love
special
them.
guests, we are here to support you throughout this journey. It continues. Even though you are free now,
Yes, ma'am.
I need to even hear from George. As a matter of fact, his story is even in this book. Just like what Marlon is there to support Carla through breast cancer, it takes a lot for a man to also take on someone who has been abused. So I would love to hear from him. Of course, whoever you invite, we are here for you. We love you and we support Pain to Purpose. Any
Thank
shout
you.
outs or anything before we call it a night, guys?
All I know is if she brings George on next week as a special guest, I need a drink. I need a drink, a George drink with a garnish and everything. Okay, I'm just saying.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. George,
Absolutely.
my peoples.
Well,
God.
everybody,
George, you
I'll be
already
honest with
know.
you. You already know. Hey, YAK and George,
Listen.
you
Okay.
already know. What were you saying, Shonda?
Nothing. I'm laughing at Diva B. But I need y'all to hurry up because my bladder can't hold on any longer.
Lord, we are wrapping it up. I just want
If
to
it ain't a yawn, it's a bladder.
listen, it's gonna be something. You know, she going to sleep in about 5 minutes. But I
No,
just
she
want to
not.
say that everything happens for a reason, guys. We didn't even think we were gonna go on tonight. I mean,
Right.
Instagram and Facebook went down literally an hour before we went live. It came back, and you should have just saw all of us trying to go together. And then when we blasted it at the broadcast, Facebook wasn't communicating with our stream. And
Mhm.
so look at this. I'm so glad we did it because
Yes.
I'm a firm believer if who is meant to be there is exactly who it was for. And so
Right.
those listeners and our audience tonight that joined us, it was meant for you to hear what we had to say to you guys tonight. So until next week, Dr. Shonda, I am passing the baton to you. She will be your host next week. And after that, we're passing it on to Diva B. And then Cindy will come back at the end of the month. But we have you for the entire month of October. We're going to be pink and purple. Do not forget that it's so important. Let me tap into my Cindy. It is so important for you guys to listen to us on our podcast because we are on Spotify and iHeartRadio,
Yes.
Apple and Google Podcasts. And then when you get time, head over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you ring that bell to make sure you get notifications. Every Monday night for what? Hearts and likes, Diva B? Yes, hearts and likes. But everybody, until next week, take care. Bye.
Add it up. Okay, all right.
We need
everybody.
another photo shoot
Yes, me too.
because I'm
Yeah.
skinny now.
Wait, let me look. Wait, let me catch up. Let me lose about 15 pounds. Hold on.
Okay, but
I
I'm
done
just
shed
saying.
about
So I can
10
be the
pounds,
same
too.
weight because I know I gained COVID weight after that photo shoot.
Well,
And we went
we
out
need
to
a new
eat
one.
afterwards.
Listen.
I'm ending it.
Absolutely. Bye, everybody.
Good night.